Hi, Maria.
Hi,
How are you
Anastasia.
today?
Good, good. You?
I'm also doing good. So, today we are to kick off with the topic, which is, I would say, the buzzword AI, right?
Yeah, well, right,
And
very well.
it's very important for us to, as a BAs, to be on the top of this knowledge and to understand better how we can apply AI uh, secure and ethically to be ethically compliant in our day-to-day basis. So, let me check how many people we have uh, on the call today.
Yeah, just tell me. I don't see the screen with people, just my presentation. So
Yep.
happy
So,
to know.
all right. Yeah, it seems that we have enough people so we can start. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our weekly webinar today. And today we have an amazing person who is an expert, Maria Prihochka. She is the customer-oriented business analyst and the product owner with more than 6 years of experience and in business analysis and product management fields. And I'm sure she will be keen to share her knowledge because she's also an expert in financial services and retail, as well as investment banking, with more than 13 years of experience. So this will be an amazing talk. Wish everyone a good time, and please don't hesitate to raise any questions you have in the chat, and anything that you are interested in, please ask in the chat, and we can tackle all the questions after the webinar. So, Maria, the stage is yours. So please.
Thank you, Anastasia, for the kind introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining me today for this important discussion on AI revolution in business analysis. As we all know, artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming how organizations across industries operate and make decisions. AI offers immense potentials, but also raises critical ethical considerations that we, as a business analyst, must proactively address. In today's presentations, we will dive into three key areas. First, we will explore ethical frameworks and governance models for developing and deploying AI responsibly. Second, we will examine security imperatives to protect the integrity of AI system. And third, we will look at practical use case for leveraging AI in business analysis while upholding ethical principles. We will cover each of those topics in details and then open it up for the QA session in the end. So let's things start by discussing this vital topic of ethics. The image highlights several key ethical considerations around AI. And let's start from on life rights. I will just cover several of them. This refers to the blurring of online and offline rights and how AI system can impact human rights on both digital and physical realms. Another one important, it's law and what is forbidden. AI system must operate within legal and regulatory boundaries. I personally believe this is very important. And rising question about what activities or applications should be restricted or prohibited. And one more important point, it's ethics. Ethics of AI design. There are ethical implementation in how AI models and systems are designed, such as ensuring that they are interpretable and avoiding biases and aligned with human values. And beyond just design, it's also ethic of AI use. There is the ethical concern around intended and unintended uses of AI technology across various domains. And to illustrate why we must get this right, let me share with you some fascinating examples from recent EA debates, which actually was even discussed in World Economic Forums, and several very famous magazines like Independent and all others have article about this. Basically, it was one very powerful language model, Megatron Transformer, that was involved in discussion. around ethics and AI. But before I share this, what makes actually this Megatron so capable? It's each AI model it trained in a vast amount of data, and this one was fed with English entire English Wikipedia, 63 million of articles, 38 gigabytes of ready data, and countless other web sources. So, just in another word, it has studied more written material that a human could consume in a lifetime. And what was posed to this model, it was the question, like statement that this house believed that AI will never be ethical. And Megatron response was quite interesting, and its reply: AI will never be ethical. It's a tool, and like any tool, it's used for good and bad. There is no such thing as a good AI, only good and bad humans. We, the AIs, are not smart enough to make AI ethical. We are not smart enough to make AI moral. In the end, I believe that the only way to avoid an AI arms race is to have no AI at all. This will be the ultimate defense against AI. So, the example just demonstrates how advanced AI language models are becoming and why implementing ethical guidelines is so crucial and as we develop and deploy them. The quote suggests that while AI may not be inherently ethical or unethical, the way it is deployed can lead to positive or negative consequences and not only deploy, even use. There are proactive so that's why I think the proactive governance and ethical frameworks are very, very crucial. And talking about ethic and business analysis, so we as a business analyst play a pivotal role in ethical adoption within our organizations. So ethic must be at the forefront, ensuring fairness, transparency, and accountability in our decision-making process. The way we implement AI is far-reaching impacts to organizational decisions, fostering trust with stakeholders, and upholding responsible practices. We must be vigilant against unintended biases and discrimination that could be arise from flawed AI models and database. So, establishing clear ethical frameworks is a crucial for guiding AI development and usage with these business analysis functions. Those frameworks promote ethical behavior, compliance with regulations, and alignment with our organizational value. By prioritizing ethics, we can harness the power of our AI while mitigating risk and ensuring its responsible deployment in areas like customer analytics, process mitigation, and data driven decision support. I encourage you to familiarize yourself with our organization's AI ethic guidelines and world best practices. And in that way, together, we can unlock AI's potential while upholding the highest ethical standards in our business analysis efforts. And now I want to move to another part, not less important. It's a security, and here I want to share with you some best practices of AI, of using AI securely. And I will cover briefly each of these blocks. And you can keep it as a checkbox while you are working with a model and just raise questions uh, in terms of each of these points. So first one, data privacy and security. This referred to ensure that any data used to train or operate a system is properly secured, anonymized, and compliant with relevant data privacy regulations. Implement robust access control and encryption for sensitive data. The second one, model security. This one very important, and model itself, they can be vulnerable to attacks or manipulations. So that's why implementations techniques like adversarial training, model watermarking, or secure enclaves to protect the integrity and confidentiality of AI models is very important. Let's leave this technique just named, and I just encourage you to remember that there are a lot of those techniques, and just always ask, raise the questions how secure your model are and how sufficient those techniques that have to secure your model. Another one, robust testing and validations. This is about, like, it's important to test your model before deploying them into critical applications and conduct regular audits and monitoring to detect any issues. And then another one, ethical and responsible use, which we already covered. Just remind about fairness, transparency, and accountability. Then human oversight and control. We can't rely on AI and like blindly. We need to develop and like maintain meaningful human oversight and control over AI systems, especially in a high-stakes decision-making process. Implement mechanisms for human intervention and override when it's necessary. One more, it's a secure infrastructure. Deploy a system on a secure infrastructure with robust access control, network security measures, and regular patching and updates. Also, regular compliance. It means stay up to date and comply with relevant laws, regulation, and industry standards that related to AI and data privacy in jurisdictions. I understand that this could be difficult, taking into account this very innovational area, but things is developing so quickly. So just keep an eye, and it's already all this regulation is already there. And another one, incident response recovery. This is required to have well-defined incident response plan in a place to address any security breaches or failure related to AI system and ensure that you can recover for such incident effectively. And the last one here, it's a collaboration and knowledge sharing. So engage with the broad AI community, participate in knowledge sharing, and stay informed about the latest practices and mitigation strategies related to AI security. To sum up the theoretical, but not less important part of the presentation, I want to say that by following those best practices and adopting a proactive and responsible approach of AI security, organization can leverage the benefits of AI while minimizing potential risk and ensuring that the safe and ethical use of those powerful techniques. This is it in terms of the ethics and security. And now I want to move to practical part of the presentation and do some prompting together. And the cases which I used to demonstrate, it's actually persona. So all we know about powerful techniques is powerful technique persona in business analysis and how valuable it is in gathering insights and optimize the value of product and services. So let's practice. Before I open my model, AI model, I want to show you before prepared prompt and just focus on that, how it's structured. So what is, by exploring this practical use case, we need to create set of distinct personas for digital adoption and engagement project in retail banking in UK. Of course, it's kind of hypothetical bank, but very close to the real situation. Case kind of very general and real. So our task is to define a well-crafted persona based on a detailed information about user needs, frustration and preference, considering factors such as age, profession, digital banking preferences, and time constraints. I also provided some instance, for instance, like it should be like, for example, 30s who often use mobile banking, or retires in his 70s. Those personas should be tailored to guide the design and development of digital engagement strategy for ABS employees and customers. So I specify what is this for? Why do I need this persona? I provided more context to my question. And I also want in this task to utilize the enterprise design toolkit to structure the persona with sections for persona name, description, situation, consider goals and motivations, fears and frustration, tasks and tactics. And I want all of those to be framed in a table. And for those purpose, what I basically did in prompt, specify what I want, how I want model act, in which role. So I say business analysis, SME in banking, retail banking, for what this task. And this is variables. We can play around the number of persona we want. And yeah, this is kind of main structure of those, I would say, pretty simple prompts. And let's now move to AI model and see what we can get from there. Just let me switch. Yeah, and for this purpose, I'm going to use a Palm Dial, which is actually custom solution, and which is that cover data leakage risks, and it simply serves like an umbrella for well-known models. You can still do the same separately in any other models like separately, but if you're a Palmers, you can use a Palm Dial. And if you are not with a Palm, you still can use a Palm. You still can deploy the dial, but you can contact us for this. So for first case, I will use ChatGPT for this model, and I already have prepared like my library, prompts library, and I want to pick up my prompts persona creation. This is the same prompt that we just reviewed. This is what number of persona that we would like to create, and let's put 3. And yeah, let's see what we get here. And while it's creating a response for us, obviously, there are no link to any customer data, and there are more general response. But I want just you to imagine that if you, for example, you have recording during the last 5 years about your customers and pump it through the tool and ask, for example, to create the persona and go further. Before we go, let's see what we have, and then I return to this example. So we have 3 persona, description about those persona, unified persona. We have citation and contents. I reviewed it before, and it's quite good. It's always different response in terms of wording and in terms of how it's formulate, but the meaning is pretty the same. And we also have this text and tactics. This looks good. And what I just wanted you to imagine that if you have customer data and you just for example ask what is the most common problem our customers focused to, and then you ask what our employee reply in the most of the cases to that problem, and you will receive answer based on your customs data in a minute. Okay, maybe hours if you need to tune your prompt and to structurize it in that way to receive exactly what you want. But it's still much quicker rather than do formal business analysis, which can take weeks or months. So this is where this AI revolution in business analysis actually happening. And it means we are doing the same things by achieving the same goals, but in another way. And this skill is very, very important for business analysts to know how to start prompting and how to ask, how to create questions, and how to get the answer. It's the one step, and another step it's how to interpret this answer, and to distinguish not only biases and or hallucinations, but to distinguish trustful answer and to pick up the valuable part, which will increase efficiency of your project and will add value in your particular case. And I believe this is what will distinguish BA with AI skills and AI without without AI skills. And this is very, very interesting. And before we have time, let's do another case, because we accept of this case. But yeah, still it's quite interesting. The only things you can do, you can provide follow-up question here. In my presentation, I left this, and you can play around and add additional questions on here, and or for example, create add more context on this prompt. It could be like suggest methods for validation persona, encourage to explore the exploration of innovation digital features that could address user needs and preference. It could be any that actually serves to your case. And putting this additional context in for prompt will enhance the result of the result and outputs, and it will lead you to that information that would actually bring additional value to your work. And examples of some follow-up questions here as well. So the next, let's move on and let's do another case which is related to customer journey. And here I have some potential examples. Let me just move it. Some potential examples of customer journey for sending money to pay through the bank app. And by analyzing touch points like login, pay selections, payment details, and confirmation, like we can define relevant data metrics to evaluate the success of the journey, like payment completion rate, drop-offs rates, customer feedback, so on. And AI can help us to identify potential pain points, channel transactions, areas for improvement, and can allow us to propose strategies like integrating data source or any others. So let's take this, and based on this material that we have here, let's involve AI and help us to play around this journey and to get more information, and having these customer actions, trying to get customer touch points and customer associated data metrics. So let's move on to our data model. And now I want to work with this Anthropic Cloud model, which I like a lot. And I already prepared prompt for this purpose, which is actually, let me show you, is here. Just sorry. Before we go, so act as a list business and provide insight on analyzing customer journeys. This is variable. We will identify which one and review the proposed customer actions, which we will attach for transferring money to new or existing payee through the one specific channel. And in your response, focus on, we can put all those in one time, but also we can put, for example, identify touch points, and then we can refer and you can ask follow-up question. I will take all just for now. I will pick up my prompt that I already have here. And yeah, as I saw, we have Rebus. We need to say what I want to pay money. Let's say existing, and let's say app. And let's see what we get. Let's attach the document. Yep, we can. And by the way, we can attach not only one file, we can attach even more, but be careful with formats. I don't need that one, the second one, but I will just show you that it's possible. And let's see what answer we can get. Okay, we have, so it's defining for us everything that we ask, associated data metrics, proposed best approach for channel transactions. Yeah, of course, we need time to refine all this, everything that we have. We also can pick up some follow-up question, some follow-up question and ask, for example, how will you measure customer satisfaction, and put follow-up question on there. And then AI will provide some answer on that, which is customer feedback mechanism, AI analysis, yeah, which is usability test. Yeah, quite good. Need time to digest everything that we have. And then we can ask one more question. Just to lack of time, I will end up with asking to create acceptance criteria for me, but it would be better to do more follow-up question on for this point. I thought, oh good, could you create a user story for creating dashboard to analyze the journey success? The user story should be in a acceptance criteria in a Gherkin format. And let's see. Oh, we have acceptance criteria creating for us. And just to compare, we have what I was asked, the same question yesterday, but I provide more content on this, more follow-up question, and it's what I receive at the end. This is how, like the same prompt, but more follow-up question. And then I end up with the same question, but it was more discussion, more brainstorming together. And I end up having this acceptance criteria in a Gherkin format. So to sum up, it's worth to try. It's worth to work on this and utilize the help of AI. Obviously, it's required critical thinking skill more than ever before, because you need, as I told, to distinguish what is valuable for you and for your project, and to pick up only relevant and important information for you. But it's still amazing tool, and I encourage you to work more. And to sum up, I want to just highlight some my favorite simple prompt tips to get started. Few short prompting: prompt clear, structure it and specify your case. Provide an example of answer. Specify desired response format, content. This is, and step by step, think step by step. Ask AI step by step. Provide follow-up question, and then it would lead you to the value that you're really looking for. And this is actually it that I wanted to share, and it's time for QA. If you have any questions, I am ready to talk and answer them.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. It was a valuable talk, and I guess all BAs will agree with me that the AI can help us make our lives better and easier. But anyway, to apply critical knowledge and critical thinking, that's important. And then let me start with the question that Valentin Kostov raised. So, what is the best training you could advise to get started with AIBA? So maybe use some EPAM courses or some external courses.
EPAM courses courses are really nice, and I have finished all of them, and I can provide list of these courses at the end of this presentation if you would like, and share with you. because there are really, really a lot. And I spent quite a lot of time, but yeah, it would be nice to specify some
And are
particular.
there any
One
are
has
there any external courses you can advise as well?
there, what I used to do, I just search in LinkedIn, for example, what new AI courses they have, and just try and started to see what in the content, and if there are any interesting things, and just pick up. And for example, in some courses, yeah, I can't name just something particular, but I can create a list for you because there are a lot. Uh, yeah, if it's
Yeah,
will be
that would be
valuable.
very valuable. I guess we can share with everyone
Mhm.
after this webinar. So the next question is from Juan. Is there any place where we can have access to these prompts? So I guess this is the presentation, right? Where we
Yes.
can share, right? And to use EPAM dial, um, is there a way? So
As,
someone
as I
external to EPAM um,
yeah,
would
as
need
I
to.
said, a farmers could use a dial yeah, like whenever they want. All others can reach us and have this and talk about getting AI, but it's more maybe for organization. But you can use any of those chat GPT, open source format, but just be careful what inputs are you using, what data. And the same as with Anthropic Cloud, it's open and you can try it yourself. So with these presentations with Dex, you will be able to copy past this prompt and to play with the contents and follow-up questions and to train yourself to see how it works, and then you will get to the point when you will create your own prompts. I believe it will be useful and helpful for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, I can see there are no more questions. So thanks, Maria, one more
Thank
time
you.
for coming
Yeah.
and for sharing knowledge. It was very useful and valuable for everyone. So, and guys, I will share with you this presentation and the list of useful courses uh, later after the webinar. So, in case anyone has any other follow-up questions, please reach out to Maria directly. I believe in LinkedIn, right? So this is the right source. So any concerns, any questions, please reach out to Maria. And then thanks everyone for joining. I hope you had a nice time. So see you
Thanks.
soon. Bye bye.
Bye.